and we are going to start with David Ferrones of the Sun Sentinel. David, if you had a question for Brevin.
Hey, Brevin. First, I mean, how does it feel to have developed such a rapport with Eric King so early in, your guys' tenure here together? We saw in the first game how once you got really more involved in the offense, how much better it flowed. And then this game, I mean, just from start to finish, really working, clicking on all cylinders.
I mean, that's something me, Derek, and all the receivers, we practiced, with the time we had. After the coronavirus situation, we came back, and that was the main thing. We have to build a connection with Derek because we lost a lot of time building that connection. But I mean, that dude is a monster. That dude is a beast, man. I love Derek. He's just a guy.
Brevin, we're going to go to Manny Navarro at The Athletic. Manny, if you had a question for Brevin.
Hey, congrats on the win, Brevin. One thing I asked Coach about is just these plays where you guys are just so wide open. And I know Coach Lashley does a great job, trying to get you guys open. But tonight it was really, you could see it clear as day. Can you talk about those play calls, and then in particular your touchdown, your long touchdown catch?
I mean, the plays that were like Rooster, his long catch. Who else had? There was a couple. I mean, mine. Then I think there was one more.
Right.
There was one more. I think I forgot. Yeah, Cam.
Cam had that 75-yard run where he was
those plays
by himself.
Those were kind of like special plays. Like they weren't special plays, but those were the plays that we designed throughout the week that we knew were going to work. Like we were just waiting for the moment to call them, but we knew all week because the looks they give us, the defense they play, we were like, all right, yeah, this is a weak side. This is a weak situation. Like that was a situation we practiced all week. We knew, this play was going to be open. This play was going to be open. We were just waiting for the moment to call it.
Brevin, we're going to go to David Lake at 24/7. David, if you had a question for Brevin.
Hey, Brevin. I mean, there's no doubt the offense played well to date. Do you feel like there's even still more room for growth moving forward?
Y'all have no clue. It's literally, this is just the beginning. We've only played 2 games. Like,
in what ways would you say that growth can happen?
I mean, just overall, you guys just gotta see it. I mean, this is only week 2, and we put up 47 points on a good Louisville team. Like, people cannot sit here and disrespect them and be like, oh, they had a Louisville. No, that was a good Louisville team with a good Louisville defense that ran around. I mean, it's only week 2. We're just gonna slowly get better and better.
Can I follow up? I guess I don't know if you saw him much because he plays defense, but Bubba Bolden had a good game today. Did you notice what he was doing on the field today?
Y'all got to realize Bubba's my son. Like when I'm on the sideline, I'm watching the defense. I'm watching Bubba Bolden. I'm watching 21 the whole time. Like that's just my dude. You know what I'm saying? And Bubba's just he's long, he's fast, he knows how to come down and tackle. He knows how to backpedal and get interceptions. Like the dude is just a freak. Freak safety, 6'3", freak safety. Like that's just my son though. Don't get nothing confused. That is my son. Thank you very much.
All right, Brevin, we got Pete Thamel from Yahoo. Pete, if you had a question for Brevin.
Hey, Brevin, from the big picture, can you give us a sense of 2 or 3 things that Red has brought to this offense? Obviously, the last time the larger country saw Miami was getting shut out in a bowl game at the end of last season. There's clearly a new juice and a new life in the offense. Can you give us a little sense of what Red has done to inject some life and energy into this?
Honestly, I think it's just I don't really know. I mean, you can say the system, I guess, but I think what Coach Lashley has done for us is he's given us a sense of confidence. Like he told us from day one, hey man, we're going to score points. It's just how are you guys going to react? How is it going to feel natural to you, or is it going to be like, oh, like it's a surprise, like we scored? Like I mean, Coach Lashley, he gave us that sense of identity. Like we're going to score a lot of points. I'm going to cost myself to score you guys a lot of points and get you guys the ball. It's just how you guys are going to react about it. I mean, and this whole year, I mean, we're only 2-0, but so far it's starting to feel real natural. And you could just feel it. When we score touchdowns, it's like, okay, let's go do it again.
Brev, this is the last one for you. We're going to go to Susan Miller-Degnan at the Miami Herald. Susan, if you had a question for Brevin.
Yeah, hey, Brevin, congratulations. Next week, Florida State. How excited are you about Florida State? And also ESPN – put on my video. ESPN announced that they were going to have game day there again.
That's amazing. The Florida State game is always so fun. It's always, no matter how good they are, how bad we are, it's always going to come down to the fourth quarter. And that game is just like Coach Diaz just hinted on it. 50 years from now, people are going to be asking, hey, man, did you beat Florida State? Oh, what was your record against Florida State? You know, so like, what'd you do against Florida State? So, I mean, I'm so excited. It's another game day. Are you lying or are you being for real?
No, I'm
No.
for real.
Let's rally the troops. Let's rally the troops.
All right. Brevin, congratulations. Have a safe flight back to Miami, and we'll talk to you soon.
Thank you. Appreciate you guys.
All right, we're going to go right into questions. First, congratulations on the win, and we're going to start with David Ferrones from the Sun Sentinel. David, if you had a question for Jaelan.
Hey, Jaelan, what does it mean to you guys to start off ACC play with a big win, really make a statement against another team that's vying to compete, among a crowded group of ACC teams trying to get up there and challenge Clemson potentially? What did it mean to come out with a statement win like that?
Yeah, I mean, it was huge for us. Anytime you go on the road, it's a lot harder to beat teams, especially when it's a ranked team. And I give a lot of props to Louisville. You know, those boys played a great game. But, you know, it's definitely an important one for us. And I think it's, going to give us a lot of momentum rolling forward.
Jaelan, we're going to go to Manny Navarro with The Athletic. Manny, if you had a question for Jaelan. Manny, I think we've got some connection issues. We'll come back to you, though. We're going to go to David Lake at InsideTheU. David, if you had a question for Jaelan.
Jaelan, I got two questions for you. I guess first off, I think every time Louisville scored, the Miami offense went down and scored on their own. How big is that just from a defensive player's perspective? And then also if you could talk about –
Can you hear me okay?
Yes.
Hello?
If you could also talk about Bubba Bolden. He had a good game too.
Yeah, I mean, can you repeat the first question again? Sorry.
Yeah, just every time Louisville scored, your offense went down and scored. Just how big is that?
It's absolutely huge for us to be able to rely on our offense. Even when we slip, even when we allow a touchdown or a score, whatever it is, for us to have the confidence in them to go out there and get some points on the board, I think that's huge. And talking about Bubba, I mean, Bubba's a monster, and he plays his heart out. I saw him make a bunch of big hits. I saw he had a forced fumble. I'm really proud of him because obviously I've known him for a while. It's my boy. So
Great. Jaelan, we're going to go to Manny Navarro at The Athletic. Manny, can you hear us?
Yeah, can you hear me now?
Yes, go for it.
All right, great. No, I just wanted to ask you about the 10 tackles for loss as a team. The sacks and then just the big plays to get the turnover chain out. Just what that felt like today to get that off your back.
Yeah, I mean, we're always trying to get negative plays. I mean, Miami, kind of the staple of our defense is getting TFLs and getting sacks, and that turnover chain obviously is something that we've been wanting to get since the first game. So I think it was huge to get that 3 times today. It was overall a great performance. I'm really happy with how we played. I think we have a lot of stuff to work on, but definitely happy.
Jaelan, we're going to Susan Miller-Degnan at the Miami Herald. Susan, if you had a question for Jaelan.
Hey, Jaelan, congratulations.
Thank you very much.
You guys had a great game tonight, and next week College Game Day is coming back. Another primetime game, another ABC game, and it was very nice to see you guys do well in this kind of on this kind of stage. What's that like for you to be going home playing FSU? With that, when that's going to happen next week too, and what does that do for your confidence?
I mean, one of the first things when I came to Miami that Manny Diaz told me and the rest of my teammates is that when you come to Miami, the one thing that everybody cares about when you leave Miami is what's your record against FSU.
Right.
So being able to play FSU, being part of that storied tradition, I think is an amazing opportunity, and I can't wait to step on that field. I think the energy is going to be electric, having this win is definitely going to give us, like I said, some momentum. But we got to prepare for FSU just like anybody else, just like any other week. But it's definitely a big week for us.
Great. Jaelan, we got time for a few more. We're going to go to David Wilson at the Miami Herald. David?
Hey, Jaelan. You guys have been good on third down defense early on this season. I know it's only 2 games so far, but that was an issue last year at times. Just what do you feel like you guys have been doing well to succeed in those key situations so far?
Just being tenacious with our pass rush and just getting after it. And, I think that our D-line has a lot of talent, and we work well cohesively very well. So, I just feel like, third down is an opportunity. You got to get them off the ball or get them off the field, get your offense back on the field. And, I think it's been important for us to be successful on third downs.
And just a quick follow-up. Obviously, you and Quincy got a lot of attention coming into the year, but Cam had a couple of big hurries today. I think Jared had a sack. Just to put the depth kind of on display of that defensive line. I mean, even dating back to, I guess, last year, the spring, how much of kind of that, the guys who are, I guess, second on the depth chart kind of improved?
Yeah, I mean, it's just the next man up mentality. And those boys work their hearts out every day in practice. And obviously with Quincy and I starting, they don't get a ton of snaps, but the snaps that they do come in are extremely important. And I think that both Cam and Jafari came in today, and did a great job. And obviously, you saw Cam with the half sack, and so I love the depth that we have, because it makes it easier on Quincy and I, and on Jared, and on John Ford, just knowing that if we do have to come out of the field, there's not really much of a drop off. We have a lot of talent and a lot of depth.
Jaelan, this is the last one for you. We're going to Kevin Fielder at New Era Prep. Kevin, if you had a question for Jaelan.
Hey, Jaelan, obviously primetime game, and with your journey from UCLA and the transfer, how good did it feel to go out there today and make an impact on the nationally televised stage with College Game Day?
I mean, to be honest with you, I'm never really satisfied. I thought we played great as a team, and we had an amazing win on the road against a really good team. And so I think that's what's most important. I mean, for me personally, obviously, it's been a long time coming, and I'm just blessed to have this opportunity to play this game. And so, being able to showcase that on national television is obviously awesome. It's a plus. But I think the real focus here is, how great we did as a team.
Jaelan, thanks for spending a few minutes with us tonight. Have a safe flight back to Miami, and congratulations on the win.
Thank you very much.
On the win, and we are going to go right into questions for you. We're going to start with David Furones from the Sun Sentinel. David, if you had a question for Al.
Al, of course, we got to start with how does it feel to be the first recipient of the 4th edition of the turnover chain, and also being a Broward County guy, seeing that the chain went from last year's 305 to now extending to the rest of South Florida. How'd you like that?
Well, David, it was phenomenal. I think the best part about it just always when you're making plays like that, having your teammates around you, and that's really the glory in making plays like that, and it wouldn't be possible without your teammates. So it's good to have them around you.
Okay, and also the extending from 305 to South Florida theme. How about that?
Yeah, the ice is nice. The whole theme of the chain is to really emphasize us taking over, South Florida.
Al, we're going to go to David Lake at InsideTheU. David, if you had a question for Al.
Yeah, well, I got 2 questions. I guess first off, so the offense, the Miami offense, every time Louisville scored against you guys, the offense responded with points on their own. Just how big is that from a defensive perspective to maintain that gap, I guess? And then also just Bubba Bolden had a nice game. What were your thoughts on his performance?
But David, to start off with Bubba is a guy who's humble, and he's been working with his head down, and it's good to see some of his work come to light. It was a tough game. Even when he was feeling the exhaustion in some of the drives, he came up and still made plays, and I'm proud of him personally. And to answer your other question, what was your other question? I'm sorry.
Sorry, yeah, just every time Louisville scored, the offense, your offense, Miami's offense, scored points in response. And just from a defensive player's perspective, how nice is that just from having confidence that your offense can go get points too?
Yes, it brings confidence, but it also brings an even greater edge, because we feel like it should be back and forth. So every time we see them go down and score, we feel like it's kind of a thing where we feel like we're lacking and we're not getting them off the field and getting our offense back the ball without the other team scoring. So it makes us play even harder when we see our offense doing well, because we feel like we should be just as dominant.
Awesome. Al, we got a couple more. We're going to go to Manny Navarro at The Athletic. Manny, if you had a question for Al.
Hey, Al, congratulations on the win. I know that's what matters in the end, but when you look at the final stats and you see 516 yards for those guys, does that bother you? And is that definitely going to be a point of emphasis, you think, this week in practice?
Well, Manny, there's a lot of things we're going to go back and look at on film, and I feel like there's always room for improvement. And we're going to go back and look at the film as if it's a regular game. I mean, when the game's over with, we're looking to improve. So we're going to look at everything we need to go over, and we're going to get better.
Al, this is the last one for you. We're going to go to Susan Miller-Degnan at the Miami Herald. Susan, if you had a question for Al.
Hey, Al, congratulations. Next week, Florida State. And I know you're a new cane with an old soul. So can you tell me about what that means to you playing Florida State, and the game day's coming there? It's going to be prime time again, national TV. What are your thoughts?
How you doing, Susan? Well,
Good.
as a Hurricane, when you come here, this is one of the biggest, if not the most important games of the season. When you leave here, everyone's always going to ask you, what was your record against Florida State? So it's our job to make sure we prepare as well as we can and come out and dominate, because this game is a game where everyone's edge, everyone's emotions are higher than needed to be, but we got to also make sure we stay in line and come out and just be prepared and ready to dominate.
Al, a lot of times in the recent past, you guys haven't done that well in big time stages, kind of thing, on TV and all that. And how good did that feel? The whole nation was watching and everything. Does that give you does it get you pumped up, give you more confidence?
Oh, well, one of our mottos is winning is simple, but it's never easy. So no matter who we're going against, I feel like we're going to come out with the same edge no matter what. Same thing with UAB, same thing with Louisville. And the edge just gets sharper and sharper, especially when it comes to a team like Florida State. But it feels great to come out and win no matter who you're going against. So we came out, we got a good team win, and it's a great emotional win, because it was a statement game for us. We felt like we were being disrespected. So it's going to keep going from here on out.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Al, congratulations on the win. Have a safe trip back to Miami, and we'll be talking to you soon.
Thank you. Have a blessed night.